This is Orson Little here. I wanted to report on my new baler, Vermeer 504R Premium. My likes and dislikes on this baler. There's not many dislikes. I primarily was a New Holland man. New Holland this year, you know, always advertises 0% interest, and when you try to get the 0% interest, they mark up the price on the baler. So my three choices of balers that I was looking at on round balers was the Klaus, the New Holland, and the Vermeer. I ended up going with the Vermeer. The pricing wasn't too much difference, but you know, they advertise 0% financing. It is 0% financing, and that is a big plus with me. New Holland 2015, they came out with their new baler, this, what is it, 450, and they had a lot of problems with it. My cousin bought one, had nothing but problems with it. He ended up buying the New Holland this year, 2018. Had a lot of problems with the net wrap on that. Didn't find that out until later on after I bought this Vermeer baler. But let's go over to Vermeer baler here, and I'll tell you what I like and I dislike. Atlas touchscreen controls. It's a top of the line for this baler. Loved it. You know, the only downside to it is one is I had some touchscreen problems. It wasn't reacting to you know, me touching it for the home position, but my dealer at Barlow Equipment ended up taking care of me there for that. Now, the only thing that I don't like about this is you have different field settings, but they're just field settings as far as numbers, 1 through 15, I think. I'm not sure. I'll go through that right now. 10 fields. You can't name the fields. Did not like that. You know, I mean, I farm different places, custom farm, bale, and did not like that at all. It's minor though. Now, the one thing that I will tell you about right now on this so I am averaging almost a bale every 2 minutes on baling with net wrap. That has increased my productivity extremely. Let me try to flip this controls around here. So with this being said, net wrap, you know, I had a 640 New Holland baler. Twine did take a long time. That's twine versus net, where there is no comparison to those two. Absolutely love the net wrap. Did not have no problems besides my own fault, and I'll explain that a little bit later. But the Atlas touchscreen is very nice, and you know, I'll show it to you there. That's in the cab. I got applicator for moisture. You know, you can add the crop preservative up to 30% moisture. First machine I ever had that applicator on. Still kind of experimenting with it. You know, I did bale some hay that was high in moisture, and I put the preservative on it. You know, it seemed to work pretty good. So let's go outside, see the baler. There's the preservator, the applicator system. The only downside to this whole rig here is I have the twine option just in case I needed it. You know, I like having that backup in case, you know, I heard different people having problems with the net wrap system, not with this baler, but just in balers general. So having that twine backup was a big plus for me, and that way I can keep baling. You know, I mean, you're dealing with a small window when you're trying to make hay. So the applicator system, you know, The brackets that came with this system, you know, you mount it on the tongue. Not a big fan of this, but you know, they mounted on the tongue. Was supposed to go back a lot farther, but with having the twine, you know, you need to have accessibility in there. So that is the applicating system. They had to modify it some to get it up and away from the PTO because of me having that twine. I'm not going to go over all the things that, you know, Vermeer covers. You know, I mean, they'll sit there and tell you about this intake and everything. Works great. You know, I had it bind up one time, you know, load up, slip clutch, no shear pins. Kind of that was my own fault. I crossed over into a windrow and loaded the chamber up, you know, by, you know, it hanging up when it crossed in there. Still took it in, you know, I didn't have to get it out and pull it out. Basically, you just turn the PTO off, slow down the RPMs, and, you know, turn the PTO on, and it kind of pulled it in itself. So, like I said, got the net wrap back here. What I did wrong when I said I had problems with the net wrap, I put a partial roll up here that I ended up getting from family member because I was out of net wrap. It was a Sunday and I was bailing and I thought I was going to run out of net wrap. So I put a partial roll up here. That ended up feeding down and getting caught down in there and wrapping around some things, and I ended up spending a decent amount of time getting that unclogged and cut off, which did some. So as far as any complaints about this baler, there is none, with the exception of that Atlas control, you know, and Jeff Barlow was great to deal with up there in Gettysburg, and that's pretty much all I have to say about that. I baled 473 bales, 50 of them was corn stalks. Did not bend up any teeth. All the teeth are nice. Kind of a little bent there, not too much, but you know, nice heavy duty teeth. 473 bales. Did some high moisture. Did a lot of dry hay, and absolutely love this baler. Can't say enough good things about it. Like I said, I was a New Holland person before I bought it, and now I'm switched over to Vermeer, so I'm very happy with this. So talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.